did recently do something with hydrogen peroxide. I read something about you can put it in your ear to clear out like your wax and sterilise your ear and stuff like that. So the bloke said, oh yeah, I put it in a cap and I put it in my ear. I've been doing it for years, etc, etc. So I got my hydrogen peroxide and it was a little confusing. It says something like 12% distilled water on it, and then it says 33% grade, food grade hydrogen peroxide. So I added a bit of water, so it's half the strength of whatever I was putting in my ear. Put it in my ear, and I thought this was a bit strange. Anyway, so I sort of let over sideways. And I waited about a minute, or about 30 seconds, a minute, and I started to feel a bit dizzy. And then the ring started to twist a bit, and I thought, oh my god. So it created some sort of nausea type thing. And then I remembered, well, I might have a perforated eardrum. So that would have just gone straight into my cochlear or something. This is going to be fun. Yeah. So I was a bit dizzy. I felt a bit dizzy from it, so I used an earbud to try to get some out of my ear. Blimey, I don't want to, you know, this is a bit too strong. If I started, everything started to get twisted around, so I just laid down on my bed for a little bit. It did get a lot of muck out of my ears, so it's just one of these cautions. You've got to find the right dosage. It's a bit like I've had a problem with a bit of tendinitis flare up in my ankles, my Achilles, and cramp as well. So I mean, I don't think it is the hydrogen peroxide. However, I'm going to take a little bit of a step back from it. It does work well. I felt better internally from it. It's oxidising and sort of sterilises you internally. However, you want to make sure you get the right ratio. It may be better something like baking soda. Use your bicarbonate soda on it because we stick to the middle. So if you drive around the snow, stick to the middle. Oh shit. Saying that, it knocked my wheel and I started moving to the other side. That's right, and just keep a persistent speed based on the momentum of the vehicle. So I'm not increasing speed, so I'm less slip from trying to increase it. I'm just trying to match it at the moment. So is there anything else I'd like to share with you? Let's have a look. Well, I've got to get on and do some more experiments at some point. Possibly maybe to make some more orgone. But it's also what to do with it. You don't just want chunks of orgone all laid out all over the place. So maybe the clever way is to put things into ornaments. I wouldn't mind making some more dolls, but I think it'd be well creepy. I was thinking about having a doll, but it would have look up the like taxidermy dermist items on eBay, and I saw like a crow's head, and you know, like Sylvanian families and things like that. I just imagine like a doll with like a crow's head on it, a little jacket and stuff, maybe a monocle as well. But and then just have an organ inside and stuff. But then it'd be like some major kick-ass voodoo doll. But if anyone walked into my flat and they saw these like dolls with like animal heads and things, they might think I'm some sort of killer. So it'd be well freaky. And even like I was going to think about if I could like reanimate, like put orgone around a cat skeleton or something. But it'd be a very sort of unusual bit of artwork, and you can kind of develop a spiritual bond. I might do some stuff where I look at Qi Gong with my orgone staff and do some exercises with that. I've got to do some training to get my body body somewhere. It's one of these things I used to do a bit more like Qi Gong and stuff like that in the past. But working life, I started getting more involved with like work. Whoa. Right. Let's be very careful. No fast stops. There we go, nice and slow. We'll end up at the back of Mr. Van. Yeah, it's pretty shit tonight. But yeah, there is staff Qi Gong, I know about that. I used to have something where I used to use a small pole in some things. So yeah, different stuff. I just look at different stuff, meditate. If things come into my mind, use it. I think that's one of the sort of key things is to project your creative power into some kind of form that you can use. And I think that's what you're about being a human being. You want to take creativity and use that sort of stuff, you know. Maybe some other stuff, so make it some other point. But like I say, I don't want to go over the top. I could just start making loads of them, and I think, well, why do I make so many of these things? Or I make it, and then I think, oh, I could have made it differently. And that's one of the things. This might sound a bit strange. It's like a creative intercourse. Well, it does kind of express itself like that. You know, you wouldn't have sex all the time. Otherwise, you'd lose interest in it. See, so you want to make it meaningful and interactions for using your creative energies. To produce things. So I see. I'd have to look at some other. Oh, I wish these cars would just pull out. You know, I wish it would have stopped a second, maybe. Wait, I should just take my foot off the accelerator. Right. Nice and slow. Here we go. This is the UK's winter weather. Oh my god. Well, maybe they got better grips on their tyres. They're fucking just flying down the road. And look, come over there, fuck me. He's looking to have a crash, isn't he? Cutting up people and stuff. I know you've got impatient, but people don't want to end up dead. I don't know. Just get these really slow it down slowly, that's it. It looks like I'm in a grit free zone. There's no grit at all around here. Nice. It's quite fun in one way, it's a bit psychotic in another. It's like you're kind of enjoying the potential risks of driving around in an environment. It's like a computer game. Oh man, you must be fucking joking. A bicycle on the inside? I could kill you. That's just the problem I'm worried about. Because if I hit some black ice and slip over, that's all I'm worried about. I think I'll go 20 miles an hour down here. A bit faster than that, it's just... There's no grit round here, see, and I don't know what sort of ice. Imagine if I just overtook this chap in front of me. I could end up, look at that. That's why he should be on the path, really, I think. But if I slid my back wheel or whatever, he'd just be gone. I love the way it goes. yeah, this is a kind of a weird video to do of, on the ground, checking the weather out. And whatever comes in my head. So maybe I'm doing a bit of a ramble. Yes. Oh man, I've got a think in my head. Best route to come back tonight. Some routes won't be that great. So I'm going to use the momentum of the vehicle. This part of it. I think that's probably wise. Go down the hill so it's picked up its natural speed, and just let the wheels roll. Don't try to create any adverse variations. Yeah, I do a lot of sort of care related work, so I'm got to go see a client tonight, and poor chap, get him sorted out. Yeah, so I might do some other Qi Gong stuff. Oh, there you go. Not just the pole, I just do my Qi Gong generally. I think I do a little bit of practice on it, develop some stuff. Maybe a particular style I might put out. It'd be under my family name, the Kennedy style. Kennedy fist. It would be. Yeah, I've never really probably talked about it in martial arts stuff. Let's see. So when I was young, there used to be a lot of gangs in an area. Used to bloody cause me a lot of shit. And I used to see some chaps who were my friends on the council estate. And there's another gangs, and they were like some sort of mixture of travellers and all sorts. I don't know what they were. I think they're probably more mild nowadays. But anyway, these chaps, yeah, they just hit you in the back of the head and stuff. They hit first, ask questions later. Now it's more psychological abuse, or chasing you around on Facebook. But in the past, now if they see you, they go, "Oh, he's there again," and then they'll be like, circle you or whatever, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna punch you in the face or something." And, you know, they'd be like shits basically. But I was outnumbered, and by nature, I'm not an aggressive and nasty person. It could be. I'd be like a serial killer if I wanted to be, but it's not really my cup of tea. And yeah, so when I got to a certain age, I think it was 16, I got fed up. Well, basically, there was a bit of trouble when I was sort of like 13, 14, and then it was like a gap year, there was nothing happened, and then suddenly they started causing some trouble again in my life, so I decided, where was I at the time? No, that happened later on. I was thinking of, there was some motivation, because I think there was some trouble I got near one of these shops. They started chucking stone rocks over. I had a friend who was a bit of well, he's a bit of a chopper basically. He loved eating his custard creams, and he was a bit of a coward as well. So he'd bugger off in a shop, and he's wanting me to guard his bike, and then there was these buggers throwing rocks and shit over. From the dark. It's like dark like this, but apart from it's not obviously snowy. Anyway, I saw this ad in the window, this shop, and it said about this kung fu style. And I think it said on the actual ad, it said internal arts and external kung fu and all these other things. And basically, the bloke who taught it to me, he had done some sort of serious study at some point into it, and he'd kind of created his own version, and it was like, I guess it's like a hybrid style of kung fu, really. I think it was Choi Li Fut, and but it was his version, so he made his own version and said he was a grandmaster of his own version. He had stuff where you train on bricks, stand on bricks. You had you hold bricks in your hand for long periods of time. There's stuff to do with like using a sword and a bit of staff work as well. And there was also meditation, a bit like remote viewing. It's like say, right, I want you to meditate on these moves and tell me what you see and stuff like that. But he eventually started to exploit his students, so he just wanted to push his own business out there. And maybe he was just mentally ill as well. Even today he causes me some problems because we sort of fell out of each other. Yes. So, but it was, some of the stuff he taught me was very useful. And I was just encouraged to meditate, practice moves. Meditate, these are moves for practice, do your own. So you end up with a sort of system of your own movements that are quite unique to you. But are they battle tried? Well, that's the thing is, I've had a fight before. It's I originally had a fight when I was like, let's see. So I did that when I started at 60. I was more defensive. That's what the problem was. I wasn't learning to hit things so much. I was defending myself more. And figure out which side of the road I'm on. It's getting crazy. So yeah, I had a fight with some of these bullies, gang of bullies at some point. What happened is they threw a load of stones over at me, trying to throw stones at me in the face, and I told them to F off or told them something. Basically I threatened them in some way, and somebody said, are you threatening this girl or did you do such and such? And so these other brothers got involved. I said I didn't do anything. But the thing is, what they do is, I was walking away, they'd like suddenly a sort of flash of light in front of my eyes, and one of the buggers hit me in the back of the head, just creeped up behind and walloped me in the back of the head. They're just big cowards. I see them today, to be honest. This is the weird thing. They have some respect for me, but I still feel like I should just tear their faces off sometimes. I don't know where the road is. It's all weird. Normally there's set paths, and it's just like a big blend of where the road where's the road going. So yeah, so I did a bit. So I stood up for myself, which is good. You know, dealt with some bullies. Did hit one of the bullies back. Punched him we gave him a back fist actually. Quite like that. He said, what the fuck did you back fist me? I said, he's trying to fucking hit me. That's why. So I saw them later on, and they sort of like apologised for being dicks, I think. But yeah, I mean, they come from a sad, broken background. Must be domestic violence, real sick in the head. As I sometimes discuss with a friend of mine, and I said, you'd have to be totally out of your head. When he was about 12, sticking razor blades on a flipping kid's slide. I mean, that's just demented. He did get done. It did end up in the papers. Or his sister would get go around the local lake and get some frogs born, and then just sort of like crush it up in bare hands. It's like most people would want to actually see the frogs. They're not actually destroy things. But it just shows you maybe there's just so much abuse. Maybe you should get raped or something. I don't know. I can't figure out how somebody would be so sick. You know, you think women would like to create things, not destroy things. Well, they knew no other way. That's the other thing. Raised to be a devil. So it darkens the soul, and then the heart switches off. The creative mind starts shutting down. You become what's known as a bit of a... It's not a lefty in one way, but your brain, just consider yourself around logic and stuff. And all you are is a crust. The soul is kind of not there, and there's just geometry. Basically, your brain's just working until you can come back online, until you actually become a human being again. know, if you've got no feelings and all shut down inside. So I trained, it's probably up to about, see, I trained sort of non-stop for 5 years. That was for 3 times a week for 5 years. So I probably did 6 hours a week of Kung Fu. A lot of it, it's had less movements, it's more the mystical. I think he just wanted to, this is where you get exploited by masters. He just wanted to find out what he could do and capable, and I just began to put him in fucking arm locks basically. So I've just got myself tortured. And I got married, and then I started seeing him less, and that was sort of on and off for 3 years, and then I got divorced, and hooray, or hurrah, or whatever, and I didn't see him much at all. And then he just got bitter, I think, and wanted to see himself as a thorn in my side, some way. One of his ex-students went on to run a school, and he had a similar sort of thing. You know, he should have really took him on board, and because if he had a style of Kung Fu and it was still come from his lineage, then he could have been like, you know, like some type of assessor at some level, or check him out or something. See if I can beat the bus. Leave me alone, Mr. Bus. Just a vulnerable man in a car. So did some study of pressure points and things like that. I mean, to be honest, you could say a lot of it's bullshit, because you only really need to land one really good punch, you can make a difference. But all the other stuff complements what you know. You know, it's a bit like you go to school, but how much of it do you really use in real life? So, some kind of an edge is that's what people are looking for. So, and then you realise, well, I guess from the BS, I mean, you've got different applied shapes or whatever you deal with a certain type of situation. Someone fights in a particular way. Most people don't know how to fight, so therefore you'll be dealing with things that won't necessarily, you know, not be like normal punches, or you could set someone up to believe they can hit you. Like you say, come on and hit me, and you put your head out, and then they throw that type of punch to your head, so you know what to expect because you created that scenario. Or probably harder is to just unleash a pure brutality. Like if somebody wants to push you because they want I don't know, they want your woman or something weird. Or they want to get a fight on, but they don't know how to start one, and so what their idea is like something they've seen from the movies where they can't too much like pushed you, or shoving you, or threatening you, or grab hold of you. See, things like Aikido are perfect for that, and other type of arts like that, because it's not UFC. The guys think wants to overpower you. Doesn't actually want to fight. He just wants to be a clever dick, and what you've got is a situation where he gives you his hand, he tries to control you, and then you turn that leverage against him. And so Aikido does sort of complement swords and other weapons arts. But I mean, fundamentally, it is, for the weapon art side of it, it's hitting the joints. You know, with blunt weapons you hit the joints, and I think with the sharp weapons you cut at a certain point. And you cut down on things, you don't swing it around. Chinese arts swing around a bit, but they use different types of swords. So precision, so this is pressure points, attacks to the muscles. So make sure you're aware of these sorts of things, like you cut someone's tendons, they're not going to be able to swing their arm anymore. And you can just slash it and say, right, give up, right, okay then, we'll just have to finish you off then. Maybe like something from Mortal Kombat. Anyway, it's lovely to chat with you guys, and I will speak to you soon.